High School in Worcester, Massachusetts, Charter TV 3 presents live coverage of Central Mass High School basketball. Tonight, it is a big showdown, a top 10 showdown, as number 1 Doherty welcomes in number 5 St. John's. It's High School Hoops on Charter TV 3. Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the gymnasium. Kevin Shea alongside of Kevin Wells. And, man, we are looking forward to this one tonight. This gym is packed. They locked the doors about 45 minutes ago. This is going to be a fun atmosphere tonight, and we're expecting a really good game.
It's sold out inside. There's people all the way around the building on the outside. They better not lose their seat because it's crazy right now. Two teams that they already met earlier once this year. Doherty came out on top by 10. That was on a college court. Tonight, a lot tighter atmosphere. St. John's is going to come at him early. It's going to be a great ball game here in Central Mass.
All right, it's number 1 Doherty and number 5 St. John's. We're back with the opening tip-off right after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Worley, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Charter TV3 and UMass Memorial Healthcare have teamed up to bring you the latest news and trends in healthcare. Health Watch, presented by UMass Memorial Healthcare, brings you the healthcare topics that are important to you. From stroke prevention to allergies, skincare to sports injury prevention, and nutrition to pregnancy, Health Watch and UMass Memorial Healthcare informs you on the issues that affect you on a daily basis. Health Watch on Charter TV3. For extended interviews with UMass Memorial Healthcare experts, log on to our website.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
We have a bond with the community. They appreciate us. We appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Welcome back, everyone, inside Doherty Memorial High School as we get ready to tip it off. Number 1 Doherty, number 5 St. John's. Bob Foley, the head coach of St. John's, just won his 900th career game as a coach. An incredible accomplishment. Opening tip-off, won by Doherty. Callery has it. Noah Callery, quarterback on the football team. These two teams met in the playoffs in football, and it was a phenomenal game at Assumption College.
Kevin, St. John's comes out and matches up in a matchup zone.
And again, as you mentioned, Kevin, these two teams met in the Alaska tournament, and it was Doherty that won that game by 11, 71-60. They go up and in, inside, offensive rebound. Beautiful job by Alex Momo on the offensive glass as he gets 2 rebounds, 2 points, and Doherty strikes first.
Well, Kevin, we talked about it before the open, and that is that Momo has a nonstop battery. He is the ever-ready bunny here for the Highlanders, and they're going to have to keep him off the glass.
St. John's going inside to their big guys. Hunter Gorgas, who just committed to URI for football. Marty Silvera on the run, draws the foul. It is a blocking call. And the foul is on Bobby Duquette, his first. The starting lineups, Nathan Bangadozu, Bobby Duquette, Stephen Bachalia, Sean Burke and Hunter Gorgas, Marty Silvera, Pat St. Pierre, Alex Momo, Noah Callery, and Alberto Nader. Callery kicks it. Pierre for three, no good. Callery keeps it alive, and it's grabbed there by Duquette. And Sean Burke trying to go inside to Bachalia. The top two scorers in Central Mass on display here tonight. Marty Silvera averaging 26 a game for Doherty, and Sean Burke averaging 23 a game for St. John's.
Well, you just saw St. John's take the ball off the defensive rebound and look to push it. You're going to see an up and down athletic game tonight by both of these teams. Here's the break for St. John's.
Here's Bangadozu, just a freshman. His brother had a standout career at Bancroft, the all-time leading scorer in Bancroft history. Duquette for three, Gorgas the rebound, make it Burke the rebound. Up and in. Sean Burke, whose father went to Doherty High School. His dad played football and did track here at Doherty. So he's taking on dad's alma mater tonight. Sean Burke's committed to Maryland for baseball.
Well, Sean Burke, he's really thick, he's strong, he's very intelligent, gets himself in position to rebound the ball more often than not.
Bachalia with a good box out. Here's Burke on the wing. Burke for three. And the rebound cleared there by Nader. Momo on the run. Silvera rather to Momo. Momo gets the offensive rebound. And it's stolen by Duquette.
Couple missed opportunities inside for Doherty that time.
Teams feeling each other out. You and I both anticipated a lot more physical play early on. We thought that the teams would kind of test the officials to see what they could get away with. Here's Gorgas going up and in for two. Hunter Gorgas is an absolute beast. He's a Rob Gronkowski-like player down below.
Well, again, you want to talk about, someone that really takes pride in his strength. He stays low. He uses his body very well to box out.
Long rebound. Bangadozu will bring it up. Silvera cuts him off. Callery's there to help. Up top to Bachalia. Duquette, up fake to the baseline. Gorgas, no good. Gorgas the rebound, no good, and he'll shoot two.
Well, Gorgas went after it really hard, did a great job of keeping himself in position to get his own rebound. Take a look at it here. Nice pass into the post on the bounce. Got hit on his second time up, a chance for two.
Nader picks up his first. And again, Gorgas, tight end, defensive end, and he just committed this week to URI. URI had a good season last year, football-wise, on the way up, on the upswing. Gorgas hits one of two. Nader with the rebound. Here's Silvera, crosses him over. Down low, Momo, up and in. It's a one-point game.
Well, great finish, but a nice job by Silvera getting into the thick of the defense, making two commit, and a great dime pass into the post.
St. John's has gone to their bench, and Stephen Bachalia hits the three. Bachalia, the quarterback for the St. John's football team. His father's the teacher here at Doherty High School, so you have a lot of different family connections here in this game. Silvera for three, knocks it down. 1 point game again.
Now back and forth we go.
Bachalia to Bangadozu. Bachalia for three. Rebound cleared by Nader. Here's Silvera. Bachalia the rebound.
Great job by St. John's defensively.
Bachalia getting up and down the court really well. Bangadozu hits his first shot of the night.
Quick stop and pop right at the line. Nice job.
3-point lead for St. John's, 10-7. Early going in this one. Callery up top. He's got Sanfratello guarding him. Callery, the drive and dish, gets it back, lost the handle. It'll be St. John's ball. Both teams going to the bench.
A little too much heat on that pass from block to block.
Central Mass Sports on Charter TV3 are brought to you by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. St. John's will bring it up. Bobby Duquette with Bachalia.
Doherty in a 1-2-2.
Sanfratello, three from the corner, nails it. Lucas Sanfratello hits the three. Just a freshman.
So right now, St. John's has showed it all. Inside, outside. The strength of their game is the entire court.
Jay Brunel in the ball game as well. His cousin, a football standout at Doherty High School. And there's Sean Burke, standout, two-sport standout. Burke fouled, he'll shoot 2.
Let's take a look at this from this angle. There's the lob pass, and again, you know, Burke, he just jumps so well. He's very athletic, great timing. He's got an opportunity to make 2.
He's strong, too. Very strong player. Burke has 3 points. So Doherty lost their first 2 games of the season. Since then, they have won 12 in a row. St. John's lost their last outing in overtime at Wachusett. Looking to bounce back. Burke hits them both.
Good look at Bob Foley.
St. John's on a 7-0 run. Pioneers lead it by 8, 15-7. Here's a steal. Duquette up and in. Largest lead of the ball game for St. John's.
Good timeout by Doherty.
All smiles on the St. John's side right now as they lead it by 10, 17-7 on the road here against number 1 Doherty with 2:33 to play in the first quarter.
Well, there's the pickoff as he takes it just before half court. Great timing, great anticipation, and outstanding finish. 17-7 lead, Kevin. St. John's has come out and they've established themselves very early here in the first quarter. One of the things I think that Doherty is going to have to do is they're going to have to be very conscientious about taking care of the basketball, valuing the basketball, and they can do that by shot faking, ball faking, fake passes, because if the defense is going to overplay and you fake that pass, get them to commit, the back door is going to be open.
And again, if you're just joining us, Kevin Shea alongside of Kevin Wells with Phil Robo. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Number 1 Doherty, number 5 St. John's from Doherty High School. 17-7, it is sold out. It sold out about 45 minutes to an hour, probably an hour before this game started.
We talked about Coach Foley winning 900 games, and to be honest with you, he is certainly the senior statesman on the hardwood here in all of Massachusetts, and his passion, his burn has been and is still there. From the time he was a player, he still every day in practice goes at it. He's got a level of intensity that is second to none.
You talked about the turnover battle. Well, right now Doherty's got 4. St. John's doesn't have a single turnover. Now, let's see here. Loose ball. There's their first. Doherty's got it. Forcing. Gets it up to Momo. Momo up strong for 2.
Now, big bucket right there for Doherty. Looks like their defense is trying to turn it up a little bit more and get after the basketball.
Doherty struggled shooting in the first quarter. 3 of 13 for the Highlanders. St. John's was 6 of 13.
They call a reach in. You have 2 officials, you know, Kevin, that have certainly earned their stripes. They're working at this Division I level, and they're going to be tested the entire game here. Here's Doherty. They get it into Momo. Good left-handed finish. Big bucket.
Here's Bangadozu, the freshman. This is a young St. John's team at the guard position.
Doherty
Tyler
matches.
Mola got hurt, and he's out for the year.
Doherty matching man-to-man.
Bachalia skips it over to Bangadozu. He looks at it. 9 on the shot clock. Good up fake. There's Bachalia to the teeth of the defense. And up and in.
Well,
Hunter Gorgas.
Right place, right time. They call that offense by accident, but you know what? If you're a Pioneer, you're going to take it.
5 points for Gorgas. Duquette will bring it up for the Pioneers.
Doherty matches back up man-to-man.
Bachalia looks for Gorgas down low. Count the basket. Hunter Gorgas with a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, yep. Kevin, you take a look at it. Let's look at it here. Here's the backdoor cut, Gorgas, and once you leave your feet, he uses his body so very well, protects the basketball, and even if you're hanging all over him, he's taking you and the basketball into the net.
That's exactly right. Certainly football fans saw that connection in the fall. Bachalia to Gorgas. Bachalia being courted by a number of Division II teams. Any 10 teams, including the Bentley Falcons. Merrimack Warriors, Assumption. St. John's on a 14-2 run. It's 22-9 right now, St. John's. And Silvera stops that run with a elbow jumper.
Marty Silvera gets himself into position. Turnover, St. John's.
Here's a steal. Silvera crosses over, elevates to the basket. Doherty trying to make a run. They trail it by 9. 17 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Here's Duquette. Burke on the wing. 8 seconds.
High ball screen.
They lost it out of bounds. It'll be Doherty ball with 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. It is St. John's. St. John's ball. Now, there was only 17 seconds when the possession started, so the shot clock should be a moot point.
Yeah, it should be shut off.
Right. Here's Gorgas. Duquette, good up fake, straightaway 3, good look at it. And the rebound. First quarter comes to a close. St. John's on the road and in front of number 1 Doherty, 22-13. We'll take a timeout and be back with more right after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Worley, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Welcome back, everyone. St. John's in front of Doherty, 22-13, as we get set to start the second quarter. Next Tuesday night, we are at Algonquin. The T-Hawks beat this Doherty team right here in Doherty's gym, second game of the season. I was here for that one. That was a phenomenal game. Absolutely fantastic game. It was back and forth, high-flying. Shepherd Hill and Algonquin. Algonquin is an exciting team to watch. That's going to be a fun game. St. John's shooting 50% in the first quarter. Doherty 35%. St. John's with 5 points off of turnovers.
So, Kevin, about 5 minutes ago, Doherty, after a timeout, came out man-to-man. And they're staying in it. They're not in the zone that they started out with.
Loose
Great
ball,
save.
Sanfratello off the front of the rim, forcing the rebound. Loose ball corralled there by Pierre. Doherty goes to the bench. Corey Clark's in the ball game for the Highlanders. Clark, a senior on this squad. Bangadozu and Bachalia, the backcourt for St. John's. They go up top to Burke on the alley-oop. Pretty play.
Yeah, a great job on the back screen that time. Great timing. You know, it's just something that a simple switch can prevent that from happening, but you've got to see it coming.
Silvera's 3 comes up short.
St. John's with 11-point advantage.
7:01 to play here in the first half. Freshman Bangadozu, guarded by Silvera. Burke on the wing, looking for some help. Tried to dump it down low to Bachalia.
Turnover St. John's. You know, again, Kevin, game in and game out, we talk about conversions. You do a great job on defense, you get a turnover. Can you make something out of it? That's what's going to be really important here for the Highlanders.
Marty Silvera, Corey Clark. Forced. Silvera, 3 from the corner, in and out. Rebound batted around, and it'll be St. John's ball. Good effort from Corey Clark.
Good to see Paul King before the game. Pride of Worcester in terms of his NFL refereeing experience.
A veteran NFL official. Turnaround jumper by Bachalia. Bachalia has 5 points. He's averaging 8 on the season. It is a 13-point advantage for St. John's.
Veteran player, Bachalia, a senior.
Momo powers his way to the hoop. Momo's got 8. Averages 15 a contest. Bachalia's not going to get flustered, too, by the environment, the magnitude of the game. He was in some big ones as the quarterback for the football team. He led him to a state championship this year. Down low, it's Ben Sanfratello. So the Sanfratello brothers getting into the scoring act for St. John's.
And right now, Kevin, to be honest with you, St. John's is imposing their will inside the paint, doing a great job of sharing the basketball.
Count the basket. Clark will go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play as Ben Sanfratello picks up his first.
Here's a good look at it. All the St. John's players kind of scatter to protect it for the 3, and he's wide open, gets a hit and an opportunity to make a 3.
And make it a 10-point game if he can convert, and he does. Clark converts the 3-point play, the old-fashioned 3-point play. 28-18, St. John's with the lead and the ball. 5:15 to play in the half. Sanfratello, the freshman, 3, no good. Bachalia, the rebound. Here's a steal by Silvera. Silvera up and in. It's a single-digit lead.
Great timing and a nice steal by Silvera.
9 points for Silvera. Marty averages 26 a game. Bachalia up front. The alley-oop to Burke. Burke going up high to get it. Burke gets his own rebound. Burke trying to power it up, and he's on the baseline. It'll be Doherty ball.
Well, again, you got to see that coming at some point in time. St. John's is going to continue to use that as anyone would if they still have the opening.
Hunter Gorgas checks in for Burke.
Yep. Well-deserved rest for Sean.
Here's Silvera. Silvera just inside the arc. No good. Rebound Bachalia. Bachalia already has about 6 to 7 rebounds in this game. Bachalia. Silvera the rebound. Silvera looks up quickly to Clark. Make it Nader. And the foul, an offensive foul on Nader.
Well, nice job stepping in to take the charge.
Duquette landed hard on his tailbone.
Bobby Duquette, only a junior. 8-point advantage for the Pioneers.
Number 2 on Nader. Nader's a good player.
Doherty bench thought there was a big push-off there.
Sanfratello to Duquette up top. Look at Duquette. Bachalia dishes off. Sanfratello count the basket. And Sanfratello will go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play. He's got 4 points already. It is a 10-point St. John's lead.
Well, you look, here's Bachalia, takes it hard to the racks. Doherty collapses, makes an outstanding pass. And it's Ben Sanfratello with the opportunity to turn it into a 3-point play. Noah Calorie back into the ball game for Doherty.
Sanfratello averaging 4 points a game, knocks down the free throw. He's got 5 here tonight. And if you look at the front court for St. John's, and that's where they have the size advantage, Burke, Gorgas, and Sanfratello have scored the lion's share of the points so far for St. John's.
You know, Kevin, the other night we forgot to mention the Rogers boy that played in that Clark game, out of bounds. that played in the Clark WPI game, his grandfather is the former Boston Celtics head coach. I just found that out.
Jimmy Rogers.
That is correct. Yep.
Wow. That's great. 18 of the 31 points for St. John's have come from Burke, Gorgas, or Sanfratello. And those are points in the paint. There's Burke. Hold.
Now, Jermaine Chavis is irate.
Yeah, Doherty thought they were getting the travel call. It almost looked like that was the initial indication. 1-1. So St. John's is shooting. 3:34 to play in the first half. 31-20. St. John's in front. And Sean Burke. Sean Burke at the line shooting 1-1.
Bobby Touquette has done a great job for St. John's. He keeps his head up, he sees the floor very well, and he distributes the basketball like any quarterback point guard needs to.
Burke has 7 points tonight.
It's a good look at Bob Foley.
Season average is 23. Bob Foley coached at Uxbridge, then at St. Peter Marion, and then has been the longtime coach here at St. John's. 900 career wins, and Richard Rogers, the NFL tight end for the Green Bay Packers, came back. He played for Coach Foley while he was at St. John's, but he came back for his 900th win. Silvera with the three.
Well, a collegiate three for Silvera. And he picks a pocket, gets it.
Silvera the steal. He'll bring it up himself.
Seems to be slipping all over the place.
Yep. Momo in the lane, and he draws the foul. Yeah, you're right about that.
Doherty down 9. There's the pass into the paint. Momo on the flash, was able to get it. Little whirling dervish inside. Goes up, dipsy doodle, got hit. Chance to make 2.
He'll have one more. It is a 9-point game right now, 32-23. St. John's in front. Pachalia checks back into the game for Duquette. Chad LeBeau, Steve Kerr on that St. John's bench, 2 guys that played for Coach Foley. Pachalia the rebound. John Jankos on the bench for Doherty for Jermaine Chavis. He played for Jermaine Chavis. Jankos in the Inter High Hall of Fame. Good block. Burke stays with it and knocks down the second chance.
Well, again, you know, Doherty with a little bit of a height advantage inside, and they're not afraid to go there. They've been dumping into the well quite a bit early here in this half.
9 points for Sean Burke. Here's Silvera for 3. Rebound, and it's going to be an over-the-back call on Patson Pierre as he tried to keep that one alive. .228 to play in the first half. 34-23. St. John's in front. Kevin Shea alongside of Kevin Wells. Thanks for tuning in tonight for great Central Mass High School basketball on Charter TV 3.
Good to have Phil Robo back running the numbers for us.
That's a great way to put it. Running the numbers. That's great. Part of the Cherry Valley gang is running the numbers. Bachalia hit the first. He makes them both. Steven Bachalia has 7 points tonight. He averages 8. And just had a phenomenal, record-breaking season and career at St. John's as a quarterback. One of the all-time leading passers in Massachusetts high school football history.
St. John's doing a great job of only allowing Doherty, as of recently, one shot and they're done. Travel call.
And that's a staple of the Bob Foley coach team, is that everyone is going to box out. Not just the front court, but the guards are going to, and it's going to be a body on someone. Body first, ball second. They're not just going to turn and look at the ball and kind of try to take up space. Momo swatted by Burke.
Well, nice job by Burke collapsing from the wing area inside.
Sean Burke, such a sensational athlete.
So watch Burke come from behind. There he is. Great timing as he knocks it out of bounds.
6'5", can jump, but he's got the strength as well. Here's Calorie for three. Pachalia, another rebound. He's in double figures in rebounds. Burke on the run. Calorie got a hand in there, and it's a traveling call. Great defense from Noah Calorie.
But I'll tell you one thing, if you take a look at the athleticism that Burke had, he may have traveled, but he did a step through on two guys that is a college move.
On the dead run, too.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, that'll be a backcourt call. The ball will go over to St. John's. Doherty not happy.
Here's Sanfratello. Burke looked at the three. Duquette, the three. Nothing but net for Bobby Duquette. Duquette's got 5, largest lead of the ball game for St. John's, a 16-point advantage.
A lot of energy by Duquette. You know, you give him that daylight, and he's going to knock it down.
Loose ball. It'll be Doherty basketball. St. John's on an 11-3 run right now, and they have a 16-point lead. Silvera, the leaner. Tipped, and Burke, the rebound, goes up ahead to Bangadozu. Bangadozu elevates, and a huge swat.
Momo from nowhere.
Wow. Momo came flying into the picture late for the swat. Sanfratello, stolen away by Clark. Clark on the run, tried to go inside to Silvera, but Shalia picks it off. Bob Foley says slow it down. 40 seconds to play in the first half. 39-23, St. John's in front. A difference of about 12 seconds from the shot clock to the game clock. Bangadozu up top. Finds some daylight, penetrates. Tried to dish it off to Sanfratello. Momo saves it. Clark quickly up ahead to Silvera, ahead of the pack for a breakaway two.
Well, great job looking up the court. Silvera streaking down the other end. Doherty took advantage of that.
St. John's will hold it for the final shot. 10 seconds to play in the half. Here's Burke. Burke knocked away, and it'll be St. John's ball with 2.8 seconds remaining. But Shalia will inbound it. 2.8 seconds remaining. See what they do. They tried to go to Burke, and Burke tried to save it. Couldn't.
How does that clock?
See, I don't think the clock should move because no one touched it.
It was 2.8 seconds.
It should be 2.8 still on the clock.
No.
No one touched it. Silvera at the buzzer. No good. First half comes to a close. St. John's looking to upend the #1 ranked team on the road. The Pioneers lead at 39-25. We'll take a timeout and be back with all of our halftime activities right after this.
We're proud to lead with high school sports stories because we know that's important to our viewers, that's important to our communities. I think it's incredibly unique because you just don't see this amount of coverage other places. We can do 5 and 6 minutes at 10 o'clock, whereas other stations might do 2.5 minutes, and of that, 30 seconds is on high school sports.
It's very easy to be enthusiastic watching these guys play, whether it's high school football or field hockey or lacrosse.
When you see somebody make an outstanding play, you're kind of fired up about that. I come back and I'm like, Kev, I couldn't believe this play I saw in this game.
To see and to kind of be able to capture some of those magic moments, when you're there to witness history, that's really cool. We're out there every day shooting the games ourselves and coming back and editing it and writing it ourselves.
You get a certain insight that you don't get if you're, say, in a press box.
We never forget the players that come from Central Mass. Those that are lucky enough to play professional sports, we follow them in the pros.
We never forget those guys coming from Central Mass.
I've had people come up and say to me that, we still watch and we're still fans because they can watch on TV.
Has it brought fans to the game? Has it impacted local sports? I hope so. Coaches tell us it has. Certainly our goal is just to cover the game and to really highlight the positive of high school and local college sports.
And we're enjoying what we do, and that I hope that comes across. There's no other place I'd rather be, and there's no other job I'd rather do.
I know everybody agrees with me that it's wonderful to see construction cranes in Worcester. We've got buildings going up, the colleges are all building, things are happening in Worcester. On Chronicles, we hope to be talking about all the issues that affect Worcester. There's a lot of development going on, a lot of interesting politics, always our share of scandal and whatnot, and we hope to have a lively repartee. Very interesting, lots going on, and we want you to tune in and watch us talk about it.
I'm District Attorney Joe Worley, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts. Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News Tonight on Charter TV3.
Welcome back, everyone, at the half. 39-25. St. John's in front. Kevin Shea with Kevin Wells. And Kevin, you and I talked about it off camera going into this game, that St. John's, the smaller court may favor the Pioneers. That Doherty beat them on a college court, but St. John's has such a great, big, strong front court with Gorgas and Burke that if those two guys can produce, and now they've even got San Fratello in there, they could have the advantage down low, and it seemed like they used that to their advantage in the first half.
Well, first and foremost, when you play a Bob Foley team, you know they're going to come right out, they're going to get in your face, they're going to play aggressive basketball, and they're going to do it really hard. So right now, Doherty, a lot of turnovers are happening. St. John's, like you said, is doing a great job of dumping the ball into the low post and taking advantage over that. They've had that backdoor screen, a guard to forward, Burke landing in on an alley-oop.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was 2 inches taller, he'd be throwing it down.
I know.
Great intensity the entire game. Doherty did go to man-to-man, about midway through that first quarter, but it's a 14-point advantage at the half. And it's a brand new half when we start. 14 points at a small gym like this, anything can happen.
Now, if you're Doherty, do you then now go to a press in the second half? Is this something where you're going to try to create some turnovers and maybe tempo, try to create a little kind of a frenetic pace?
Well, I think what's interesting about that is the fact that St. John's is very tough to press against, because as soon as the ball goes through the court, they're ripping it out and they're getting it up the court. We saw them, they're going to continue to look to fast break here in the second half. It's not going to surprise me if Doherty might extend their man-to-man and look to jump a little bit, but they can't expose the inside. They've got a side front, the low post. They can't let guys get open in that post area, and they got to do a better job of boxing out on the defensive glass so that they can't give St. John's a putback every other time.
All right, St. John's leads it by 14 here at the half. We'll take a break. When we come back, the second half's coming up from Doherty High School.
I'm District Attorney Joe Worley, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Charter TV3 and UMass Memorial Healthcare have teamed up to bring you the latest news and trends in healthcare. Health Watch, presented by UMass Memorial Healthcare, brings you the healthcare topics that are important to you. From stroke prevention to allergies, skincare to sports injury prevention, and nutrition to pregnancy, Health Watch and UMass Memorial Healthcare informs you on the issues that affect you on a daily basis. Health Watch on Charter TV3. For extended interviews with UMass Memorial Healthcare experts, log on to our website.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
we have a bond with the community. They appreciate us. We appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts. Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
All right, here's some first half highlights. Alex Momo with the putback.
Yeah, we talked about his battery and how it's nonstop. St. John's shows their inside-out game. There's a great shot right there. A little bit of range.
And there's Duquette on the breakaway, too.
Yep, great defense. St. John's did a nice job in the first half, holding Doherty to 25 points. There's that backdoor alley-oop.
Yep.
And that's a guard screen, Kevin, you know, so Duquette coming up and getting a piece of him, you know, and again, same exact play.
Yep. You're right. And that's exactly what you said. It was well illustrated right there of what you were talking about.
So it's really important, I think, and I didn't talk about this in the second half, I think that Doherty has got to slow down. If they don't have the break, they've got to set their offense, and they've got to start to split the defense better. Look at the stats.
The first half statistics. Doherty shooting 50% from the field, 82% from the free throw line. St. John's, rather. Doherty with 20% from three-point range, and that's a big stat for them because the Highlanders normally a very good three-point shooting team, especially in their own gym. St. John's out rebounding Doherty 22-14. Turnovers are about even, but the points off turnovers, 5-0 in favor of St. John's. The story of the first half, really, and Phil Robar, statistician, illustrated it so correctly. Two big St. John's runs. They went on a 14-2 run, and then they went on an 11-3 run. And they lead it by 14 here at the half. So we'll see what Doherty has in store here for the second half.
You know, again, I think Doherty is going to have to execute their offense. They're going to have to try to get into some seams. They moved the ball decently around the perimeter. They dumped it inside a little bit. But right now, certainly, other than the score, you know, the rebounding, totally controlled by St. John's in the first half. So we'll see if the Highlanders are going to step things up here in the second half.
Doherty has the ball to start it. Callery and Silvera up top.
St. John's back into that 2-3, matching up with Doherty. There you go. Silvera makes two, play one.
Callery hits the three, so a good start for the Highlanders.
Well, again, Callery's open because Silvera gets into a seam. Two guards play him, and then Callery's got the open three. Man-to-man defense for the Highlanders.
Let's see if they did try to do those screens. Gorgas called for it up top.
Is that back
good defense? Yeah. Nader with some great defense. He got up and knocked that away. But they were doing exactly what you said with the back screen. Actually, both of them were going.
Well, you know what? I mean, the old philosophy of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's certainly something.
And there's Nader. Nader a scoop and score.
Yeah, there's a break for Doherty. St. John's caught one of those, the offense by accident, and the same thing happens here early in the second half.
All of a sudden, it's a 9-point game. Burke on the run, count the basket. Sean Burke with a chance for a three-point play.
Tough kid. You know, he takes it off the bounce. He gets into open space, and, you know, and he's got great ups. So he's
Yeah,
got great body control. He's got a nice soft touch. Really tough to stop in the open court.
Momo with the rebound. He's on the run. 3-on-2. Momo takes it straight to the basket. Offensive rebound. Silvera. Gorgas the rebound. Gets it to Burke on the run. Burke elevates and throws it down. Sean Burke with the slam.
Back to a 13-point advantage.
Silvera the three. Nothing but net.
Well, big bucket there by Marty Silvera. Doherty is extending their man-to-man. Picking up, putting a little bit more pressure, contained pressure, but more pressure.
So Doherty with 2 threes here early in the second half. They did not shoot well from beyond the arc in the first half, which is not typical for this Doherty team.
Right, and you had said that, Kevin, looking at the statistics in the first half, that it's very atypical.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you play 2 halves. That's why you play 4 quarters.
Burke getting up and throwing it down.
You know, and he's not afraid. He's got somebody right on his tail, and he just had one thing in mind.
Yep.
You know, we talked about his athleticism, his ability to take the ball in the open court, and we just saw it all wrapped up in a pretty bundle there with a slam.
10-point lead for St. John's. Doherty's got the ball. 3 from the corner. High rebound, loose. Momo. Stolen by Duquette.
Well, Duquette doing a good job of staying down low.
And Duquette muscles it up for 2.
Oh, and a nice finish. You know, and Duquette, it's not like he's a 5'10" or a 6-foot guard. You know, he's a little shorter than that, and he's not afraid to take it to the rack.
Duquette the rebound. Poked loose. Silvera underneath for 2.
Well, Silvera with a 3, but he didn't follow his shot. Doherty lucked out and got a rebound, and then Silvera was in the right place at the right time for the assist.
Silvera's got 19 points. It's a 10-point game. Gorgas tried to go to Bangadozu, picked off by Silvera. Silvera on the run. Silvera. Momo on the offensive rebound and the putback.
Well, Silvera stayed with it that time, kept it alive. Momo ripped it.
St. John's wants a timeout. Doherty has closed the lead to 8.
Oh, great timeout by Coach Foley.
It was 14 at the half. It's now an 8-point game. Central Mass High School sports on Charter TV3 are brought to you by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. 5:11 to play in the third quarter, and Doherty chipping away at that lead.
Looks like former Doherty head coach and assistant principal. No, I thought that was Mr. Capstick.
Oh, you thought that was Eddie Capstick
from
in
the
there.
backside. Saw the long
this is what
hair.
St. John's has coming up. At Springfield Commerce, at Shrewsbury, the big battle for Shrewsbury bragging rights, hosting Algonquin. That one should be a great one, and at Needham. Needham, a good squad as well. So 2 out-of-area games, Springfield Commerce and Needham. Look at the crowd. This is what we were talking about. Standing room only crowd here at the gym. They locked the doors at least an hour before this game started.
Well, I was talking to Coach Capstick. He said during the JV game it was sold out. They cleared everyone out. And, you know, they did a restart.
People might have hidden in the bathrooms or in the hallways.
Exactly. When I came in at about 6:30, there were people trying to get in all the doors all the way around the back. I parked in that back parking lot. Doherty with a chance to cut it to 6.
Big possession. The 3, no good. Bangadozu the rebound. Bodies hit the deck. 3-on-2. San Fratello traveled with the basketball. So Doherty will have another shot. St. John's with 5 turnovers this quarter. 45-37 game. Silvera goes to follow his own shot. Couldn't get it. It'll be St. John's basketball.
Ken Doherty picks up full court.
Yep. Gorgas comes down, gets it to Bangadozu. Great bounce pass. Bangadozu in the reach in by Silvera. But you and I talk about this every game, whether it's college or high school, but the bounce pass. Such an effective pass, so tough to defend. That was a great bounce pass from Gorgas.
Yeah, and it forced the defender, in that case, Marty Silvera, to reach. And we always also talk about fouling negates hustle.
Yep. Turnaround, loose ball, corralled by Clark. Nader, rather. Silvera on the run, and up and in, Momo.
Well, great pass by Silvera. Got some defensive players to commit. Dished it over to Momo.
Bangadozu, good up fake, another good up fake, and drops it home.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't play like a freshman.
No, he doesn't. Averages 4.5 points a game. He's got 4 tonight. Momo off the window. Rebound. Battled, still loose. Gorgas. Now it's stolen by Silvera. Silvera takes it himself. And a blocking call. Marty Silvera will go to the line and shoot 2. As the foul is on Lucas Sanfratello, the freshman.
Yep. Take a look at it. You watch Lucas's feet when he comes over. Just got in and then he leaned in a little bit. Little bit of a shuffle, just a second too late getting there.
So a chance to make this a 6-point game. Silvera hits the first. First free throw of the night for Marty Silvera. He's got 20 points even.
Good to see John Jankos over there on the Doherty bench. I had the pleasure of coaching him in AAU.
Oh, that's right, you did.
He had a nice college career.
He had a phenomenal college career.
Yep.
Two or 3 year captain. He was a 3-sport athlete here at Doherty. As I mentioned, he's in the Inter High Hall of Fame.
Comes from a great family, Ted and Vita Jankos.
Doherty outscoring St. John's 15-8 in this quarter as they've climbed back to within 7. Remember, they trailed by 14 at the half.
So there's a great move by Burke. He gets it into the post a little bit, the mid-post area, and then he spins and goes up strong.
8-point game. Burke, smooth from the line.
Passionate fans all around us.
Burke's got 15 points. 9-point game. Good take off the back of the iron. Forson had the rebound, no good. Gorgas gets it to Burke, now Duquette off the screen from Burke.
That last trip down, Duquette doing a great job of getting right up in the grill of Marty Silvera. He's trying to lock him down.
Malachi Delgado, the sophomore, guarding Bachalia. Duquette looked at it, Forson in the game. Prime time for Doherty. Phenomenal cornerback, wide receiver for the Highlanders football team. Great kickoff returner and punt returner.
There's Burke again. Crossover dribble off the bounce. Real athletic young man. I really like the way he plays on both ends of the court.
Yeah, and as I said, he's committed to Maryland for baseball, but if he was not, you'd have a lot of schools that would have been all over him for basketball.
Well, and as far as baseball, look at the frame on him.
I know.
He's
6'5".
Yeah, yep.
And strong. Here's Burke for 3. Just off the mark, loose ball. Bodies hit the floor. Let's see. The foul is on Duquette. It will be Doherty basketball. Bobby Duquette picks up his second.
So Duquette right now going man-to-man with stolen.
And up and in, Duquette.
Very tough inbounds pass.
Making amends. Duquette's got 9 points. Inside, Momo, the leaner. And he draws the foul. Foul will go on Jay Brunel. He picks up his first. Here's Momo. Knocks down the first free throw. He's got 13 points tonight. Averages 15 on the season. There's Jermaine Chavis. Has guided his team to the #1 ranking in Central Mass. Bachalia, another rebound.
10-point advantage for the Pioneers.
Down low,
big
trying
steal.
to go to Bachalia. Picked off. Here's Momo ahead of the pack. Count the basket.
Yeah.
Alex Momo will go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
No, actually, I think it was a good call. The foul went on the hand. He took it one-handed. Let's take a quick look and see. I think he hit him on the he went one-handed, and he hit his left hand, I think. Tough to see there.
Yep. And the rebound cleared there by Brunel. And Forson almost got himself a steal. Forson going nose to nose with Duquette. The crowd getting up on their feet. Forson is nose to nose with Duquette, denying him the ball. Brunel gets it to Sanfratello.
Call the travel.
Traveling is the call with 1:53 to play. Forson's firing up the Doherty crowd. It is an 8-point.
Well, here's Duquette down the other.
Lead. Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Here's Duquette again. He's right up in Marty Silvera's grill. High ball screen for Silvera.
Yeah, he was thinking he could get one, get a little steal as he did the possession before. 3 in the corner. It's a 5-point game. Corey Clark hits the triple. 51-46. 5-point lead. 1:38 to play in the third quarter. Kevin, you said it. They played 2 halves of basketball.
Well,
We got a lot of time left in this one.
You know, nice job defensively by St. John's. They were, they were in defensive triangles looking to help. The kick out went to the corner, and they just couldn't get out quick enough. That's a big-time shot, and certainly Doherty needed that. 1:38 remaining here in the third period. 46-51. That timeout came by St. John's. You know, and Bob Foley's been here probably in 900 wins and a few losses mixed in there. I would say several hundred times.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's just telling them, let's just settle down, run our offense, be hard-nosed on the defensive end, get bodies on people. You say it all the time lately. It's one of your catchphrases. What is it, body before ball?
Yeah, body first, ball second. I like it. Doherty, this is their upcoming schedule. At North, home against Burncoat, home against Wachusett, and at South. It is a tough stretch to close out the regular season.
Well, right now they've showed pretty good character. It certainly would be an incredible turnaround win because St. John's has done a great job to this point in time coming into the Doherty, the Highlander Gymnasium.
1:38 to play in the third quarter. St. John's trying to inbound it. They get it to Duquette. Duquette with Forson on him. Duquette going to the basket. Shovels it off to Burke. Count it. Sean Burke with a chance for a three-point play. Bobby Duquette, great job of defeating the pressure and then finding Burke coming right down the lane.
He takes it all the way, goes along the baseline, a little shovel pass inside. And again, whoever is going to guard Burke, you've got to stay between him and the basketball no matter what. Duquette, I said it earlier in the game, I like the way he plays, he keeps his head up. He's a true quarterback, point guard, does a lot of things, he makes it happen. He's the engine.
He's a junior. And Duquette with a rebound, big rebound. Duquette bringing it up, he's got Bangadozu now with the ball. 9-point lead for St. John's. Duquette. Little stop and go move, Duquette swatted. Loose ball, taken by Doherty. Here come the Highlanders. Clark running the break. Clark right down the middle.
Well, I'll tell you, nobody stepped in, and Clark is really, really long, but coming, Burke almost might have got away with the travel.
That was an old school finger roll from Clark. That was like early 80s basketball, NBA style. I love it.
The human eraser.
Yep, George Gervin, the Iceman. Here's Bangadozu. Both teams you see sliding a bit on the floor. Here's Burke. Burke. Offensive rebound, Brunel, and it's a jump ball.
See, you got to front Burke or at least wrap him up with a side front. He is dangerous when he gets the basketball. 1, in the open court. 2, in the post.
Jay Brunel, the sophomore, had a great fall. He's a wide receiver, one of the main targets for Steve Buchalia on that state championship football team. Yeah, almost picked. Here's Bangadozu, kicks to Gorgas. Little give and go, Buchalia. Beautiful finish.
Travel. Marty Silvera looking to try to get up the court.
9 points for Steve Buchalia. 11 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
St. John's, after that timeout, they've been more deliberate with their offense. They've been more selective. They're running their stuff.
8-point lead for St. John's. They will hold for the final shot. 4, 3, 2, Burke. Lost it, Silvera. Silvera throws it the length of the court. And we have 1 quarter of basketball left to play to decide this one. St. John's will go into the fourth quarter with an 8-point advantage, 56-48.
If you feel like you're getting knocked around by the big insurance company, call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. Whether it's a car accident, slip and fall, or dog bite, don't sign anything from the insurance company until you've talked to a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer can double or even triple the initial settlement offer. Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Let the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia fight for you.
All right, so Doherty shaved 6 points off of the St. John's lead at the half during that quarter. 56-48 with 8 minutes, and that is the fourth quarter to play.
I'll tell you,
Chavis talking to his team. Yep.
It's too bad that viewing audience can't see you in between, you know, when we're talking here, because, you know, you're catching the beat, you know, of what's going on here, and you're just kind of moving and grooving with it. So I like it when you're into it like that.
Finding my rhythm. That's outstanding.
8 points, 8 minutes, should be interesting. Buckle up, warm up, and get ready. Here we go, Doherty ball.
Momo in the lane, the leaner.
Well, nice
6-point
job.
game.
They have to contest that a little bit. You know, Momo, I don't think anyone's in foul trouble for St. John's. They might want to get a little bit more aggressive inside the paint.
St. John's shooting 54% for the game. Doherty 52% before that shot. So almost identical on the field goal percentages. Doherty causes the turnover.
Yeah, Hunter Gorgas, it looked like it tipped his hand. But again, St. John's doing a nice job of trying to pass the ball. They went block to block that time.
So 7:34. We're in the opening 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. 6-point game. Chance to make it 3. Buchalia the rebound.
I'll tell you what, he's so strong.
Yeah, he is. Does such a great job just doing the rebounding, the defense.
Oh, and you saw the little bit of being a quarterback, sending the guy through that time.
Bangadozu from the elbow, forcing the rebound. Beautiful pass down low to Momo. Silvera to Momo. It is a 4-point game. We'll take a timeout and be back with more. You are watching exclusive coverage of Central Mass High School basketball on Charter TV3.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
A Webster man is arrested after police say he stole numerous manhole covers. At least 8 cars caught fire tonight at a parking garage. If you hear the same noise in the future, the town says you should evacuate the area.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
Here's this last basketball. Kevin, here we go. What do we talk about all the time? What kind of pass?
Marty Silvera, great bounce pass, throws a dime bounce pass. Take a look at it in your living room. Alex Momo with the finish. Nice right hand. He's a lefty. Good job using his right hand there. Doherty came out here in the second half. They picked up 3/4 court, man-to-man, put a little pressure on the out-of-bounds play. Once the ball came in, they used contained pressure. They've done a nice job. Again, I still maintain, if they do not stay between Sean Burke and the basketball, no matter where he is, he will create a problem for the Highlanders.
Here's Bobby Duquette. 4-point game, 6:49 to play in the game. Bangadozu with Forsen on it. Trying to go inside to Burke. You talked about it. Burke draws the foul.
Yeah, let's see, again, he can take it off the bounce. He can go left, he can go right.
Yeah, he is so strong.
Well, no doubt. And, and here he is. Again, he's going to his left, but then he pulls back on his right. He's very smart with the basketball in his hands. He knows how to protect the basketball. But again, they've got to wrap around that somehow, and then the weak side's got to drop into the middle. So if you're wrapped around it and they throw the lob, you got to come and get it from the weak side.
Burke hits 1 of 2. Rebounds right now, 31-20 in favor of St. John's. Both teams have 9 offensive rebounds. St. John's has 22 defensive rebounds.
Great ball movement.
Yep, the 3 from the corner, no good. Offensive rebound, Forsen. Silvera calling for it up top. Forsen takes it right into the teeth of the defense. And Forsen's fouled, and he hits it.
Well, you talk about a strong move. He took it along the baseline. John Forsen, here it is. Too late to step in to draw the charge, and then he got hit on his way up. That was the weak side rotation. It was a perfect rotation. It was just late.
He can make this a 2-point game. Either way, it's a 1-possession game right now.
Forsen, only a junior.
Yep. And he's the guy that a lot of college football coaches are watching.
Last 2 trips down, Marty Silvera gambled on defense, and it didn't pay off.
Clark and traveled with the ball. So Bachalia will put it in. 6:12 to play.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be so important that Marty Silvera keep the ball, whoever he's guarding in front of him. He can't get beat off the bounce.
Here's the pick. That's the 12th turnover of the half for St. John's. So this Doherty defense has really turned it up, and Burke elevates and swats it.
I'll tell you, he's like Cool Hand Luke, too. Right. Not talking any trash. He just kind of gives you the stare. Here it goes. It was in your living room, and now it's in the backyard.
Momo, no good. Loose ball. Momo underneath. It's a 1-point game. Duquette is on the floor. Duquette got whacked in the face. Let's see, there was a battle for the ball. Duquette got smacked. Momo puts it up and in. It's a 1-point game. Let's take a look at it right here.
They were going for the ball, and there was certainly no malice intended, but he did get hit. But again, you know what? I mean, he's a really tough kid. Watch, he's going to get up. He's a tough kid.
He is a tough kid.
Here he is.
No doubt he's getting up.
So he'll go to the bench, per the rule. But I'll tell you what, he'll be back in the ball game very quickly.
Yeah, he'll be in right away. Good show of sportsmanship for Pats and Pierre. Pierre was the guy. He caught him inadvertently, but gave him the low 5s, and they're on the way to the bench.
St. John's coaches giving the officials a little bit of an earful on that loose ball, no call.
You got a couple guys there that played college basketball. Steve Kerr played at Holy Cross. LeBeau played at up in Hamilton, in New Hampshire. Played for Dartmouth.
Well, I'll tell you what, the heat's turning up, the intensity's turning up, the excitement is turning up.
Yes, someone got the gate. There was some yelling, and someone got the gate. An adult got the gate.
Yeah,
near us.
Removed from the floor.
1-point game. Forsen's fired up. Good. Forsen is right in the grill of Bangadozu. He is trying to throw him off his game. He's going to do the same thing for Duquette. He's going to try to throw him off his game. St. John's with a 1-point lead, 57-56.
That will not work with these kids.
No, Duquette tough as nails for 3.
He got
Gets
his own rebound.
Yeah, got the offensive rebound. Doherty on the run. Silvera. He's got Forsen ahead of the pack, and the Highlanders have the lead. Doherty's got a 58-57 lead with 5:19 to play.
St. John's right back at him.
And Duquette hits the triple with ice in his veins.
How do you like me now?
And here's Silvera. Back and forth we go.
Now foul from behind on Sean Burke. Ill-advised, but a lot of intensity right now. Back and forth we go.
Duquette.
A lot of emotion.
Wow, that was a big three to come right back and hit that three. Here's Forson's hoop to give Doherty the lead. Out of bounds.
Turnover.
St. John's ball.
Well, again, here's the kick to the corner. Duquette, ice in his veins. Remember the last time, trip before that, he took the shot, missed it, but got his own rebound, and also missed the putback.
Here's Bangadozu. He's being shut off by Forson. Great defense. Burke for right inside the arc. It's a 2. Kept alive by Bachalia. Run down by Clark. Silvera hits the deck.
No call.
And let's see. Tied up. It's a jump ball.
Nope, timeout Doherty.
Doherty gets the timeout and gets possession. We're going to take a breather and be back with a final 4:23 right after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Coriglia.
Welcome back, everyone. Next Tuesday night, we will have St. John's and Algonquin at Algonquin. It's going to be a great game, St. John's and Algonquin, next Tuesday night. Right now, we got St. John's and Doherty. It is 60-58. St. John's in front. Remember, they led by 14 points at the half. It is now a 2-point game, and Doherty took the lead here in the second half at 1 point, 58-57. Bobby Duquette came back and hit a 3. .423.
That, my friend, is a lifetime of time in a basketball game. Making free throws down the stretch, executing.
Momo, we're tied up.
Nice job sharing the basketball there. They got into the lane, split the defense, dish to the low post, and a nice reverse layup by Momo.
23 points for Alex Momo. 60 apiece. Knocked out of bounds by Forson. Great defense. John Forson is bringing some tenacious defense right now to this Doherty lineup.
Split the defense, nice pass, his reverse off the window.
Doherty and Bachalia, and it's swatted in a foul.
Doherty is playing with a lot of intensity. They're playing defensively. What I'm concerned about is that they may be overplaying at times, trying to steal the basketball, and that could hurt them, because if they get beat that way, St. John's at an advantage going to the basket.
Bachalia will have 2 shots, trying to break a 60-all tie. He'll have 1 more. Again, a phenomenal athlete. Great baseball player as well, too. Doesn't play baseball. When he got to high school, he didn't play baseball, but he was very good in the Little Leagues.
Look at this.
Offensive rebound, Gorgas knocked away.
Hunter Gorgas doing a great job. Obviously, Doherty had the inside position, but Gorgas imposed his will again, was just bullied his way inside there. Got St. John's the ball back.
And they got an extra possession. Here's Burke, turnaround from the elbow, knocks it down. Sean Burke wants the ball in his hands at crunch time.
Well, I don't blame him. And if I'm St. John's, I'm going to find a way to get it to him, too.
21 points for Sean Burke. Silvera to Momo. Momo lost it. Bachalia gets it to Duquette.
Well, it went off somebody's foot, I think, but it wasn't a kick.
Under 3.5 minutes to play in the game. 62-60, St. John's in front. Here's Burke just inside the arc. Silvera the rebound. He's got Momo with him. 3 back for St. John's. Knocked out of bounds. It will be St. John's basketball.
Now 2 consecutive turnovers for Doherty. Right now they're not valuing the basketball, and they're not, for every time that they miss an opportunity, that's 2 potential points, maybe 3, that they don't get a look at.
3:05 to play in the game. Duquette, who has played a whale of a game for St. John's, brings it up. Bangadozu, the freshman, with Silvera on him. Almost stolen by Force, and here's Duquette. Duquette, and the foul is going to be on Silvera. On the reach.
Okay, so it's a spot. I don't know how many team fouls. Yep, it's 1-on-1. 62-60. You're looking at 2 teams that have laid it all out here tonight.
And the long rebound. Here comes Silvera to Momo. 2-on-1. Momo up strong. We're tied at 62.
Again, St. John's on the break. They're going to come right back at you. If they have the opportunity, they're going to take the easy bunny. Well, they go right to the man. Nice kick out to Buchalia.
3 for Steve Buchalia, and St. John's has got the lead. Buchalia pumping his fist.
Well, Doherty doing a great job.
Silvera with a 3 to tie it. Burke the rebound, tied up jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of St. John's.
So Doherty did a nice job of collapsing on Burke and helping out. So, and here's Burke, he kicks to the corner all alone. Money, big bucket right there. 65-62, 2:19, and they have the ball.
12 points for Steve Buchalia tonight. None bigger than that 3 to give the Pioneers a 3-point lead, 65-62.
5-second violation. Turnover, St. John's.
Good defense from the Highlanders.
Yep.
They can tie it with a 3 or bring it to within 1 with a field goal.
Silvera with a nice job defensively that time.
2:04, everyone in the gym, well, one side of the gym standing. The older fans are still seated.
Boy, I'll tell you, court presence, and what a smart move right there.
Momo.
Tipping it out.
The 3 from Silvera, we're tied at 65. Fourth tie.
Timeout. Bobby Foley trying to get a timeout. He gets one.
1:34 to play in the game. 65 all. We'll take a break and be back with more from Doherty High School right after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Coriglia.
Well, you take a look at it here. This is an NBA 3. Marty Silvera, the leading scorer in Central Mass, knocking down a big-time 3 that notches the game at 65 apiece with 1:34 remaining.
Silvera's got 23 points tonight. As you mentioned, he's averaging 26, leading all scorers in Central Mass, no matter what division. 1:34 to play, 65 all. Can't get any better than this. Number 1 against number 5, packed audience, standing room only crowd. They're going 4 deep in the corners.
Again, a great timeout by Coach Foley. 1:34 remaining. Doesn't want it to get into a frenetic pace. I'm sure he told his kids with 16 seconds on the shot clock, run our stuff.
Remember, Doherty has erased a 14-point deficit that they had at the half. Loose ball, Silvera to Forsen, 2-on-1 with Momo. Forsen steps through. Doherty's got the lead.
67-65, 1:12 to go.
Burke for 3 in the lead. In and out, forcing the rebound. And the travel is the call.
St. John's Nice strong move to the basket. That gave Doherty the lead, but then they had to travel. It'll be St. John's ball. Fresh shot clock, 1:07 to go.
Duquette looked at the three. Duquette, the runner on the baseline.
Boy,
We're tied at 67.
Tough as nails.
Wow, you're right about that.
Big trip right here for both teams. St. John's defense has got to dig in, and Doherty needs to execute, get into some seams, share the ball.
Under a minute to play. Silvera, Momo. Duquette collapses and steals it, gets it to Bachalia. Wow, you can't say enough about what Bobby Duquette has done here tonight.
Huge play. Momo's got to realize once the ball goes to the high post, they're coming to him from the top of the key. Another timeout by St. John's.
So there's 20 seconds on the shot clock, 29 on the game clock. Tied up, 67 apiece.
Good look at Bob Foley. You talk about, he presents himself pretty cool, calm, and collective.
Let's see what he dials up. I certainly would be looking for number 33, Sean Burke, as maybe one of the first options.
Nice shot fake. Got Silvera off his feet. And then the floater.
Wow.
Duquette, again, tough as nails.
Yeah, you're right about that. That is such a money shot by Duquette. At that time,
just had a good look at
that was incredible.
Assistant coach at St. John's, Matt LeBeau. He played on the same AAU team for me with John Jankos and Doherty. And now here they are as assistants on opposing teams playing, coaching their alumni.
That's great.
Or coaching as an alumnus. One of those, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're right on with it. 29 seconds to play.
What are they going to do, Coach?
I think they're going to get it to Burke. I think you're going to get it to Burke down in the block.
I think that would be a safe bet. Watch for the back screen. They haven't run that lately. Watch for the back screen. Somebody's setting the back screen in an alley-oop.
Oh, Burke with a thunderous pick.
Yeah, we talk about how solid he is. Yep, yeah, let's take a look at it. Watch the screen by Burke. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. Wow.
So Duquette is at the line.
Wow. I'll tell you what. Tough hit.
They'll have one more.
Got a box out.
Johnny Forson's as tough as they come.
Well,
because he just popped right up.
And he better get a body right now on Burke.
Well, I love his style because he went right after that first one. Burke powering in. Duquette hits one of two. It is a 1 point. St. John's lead, 68-67. 18 seconds to play.
Timeout, Doherty.
Silvera with the ball. He calls timeout. And Jermaine Chavis is going to talk it over with his team. Doherty trailing by one, 68-67 with 16.9 seconds to play.
Well, this is what you coach for. This is what you play for. You can't replace ball games like this. I mean, right now you're going to set up a play. You're going to draw it up. 9 out of 10 times, it's not going to happen the way you draw it up.
You're right.
And if it goes in, you're a great coach.
You're
and
right.
if it misses, geez, I should have done something different.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is, you've got two great teams here, two of the top 10 in Central Mass. Doherty number one. And as of right now, they're getting ready to tumble off the top of the hill.
St. John's number 5. So you would see, you would look for Silvera or Momo here.
Well, again,
and maybe to drive, to create.
I think St. John's defense has been outstanding. They've protected the paint very well. I think a real key, not that I would say as a coach I want you to shoot the three, but I think Doherty's opportunity to get into the seam and then kick to that corner for a three is not a bad idea. They've got some kids that can score the basketball. I look for Doherty to put it up somewhere in the vicinity of, they may hold it until about 8 seconds, so they have an opportunity for a putback.
Pat St. Pierre will put it in play for Doherty. Silvera with it.
Now here's Duquette on
Duquette,
Silvera.
yep.
Up, he crossed him up. Great
Down
pass.
low, Forson with the hoop. Doherty's got the lead. 7 seconds. Ahead
Who
to
they get
Burke.
it to?
Burke. Gorgas the rebound. Berchalia the rebound. Gorgas the rebound. Time expires. 70 to 69. St. John's has got the win, but hold on.
There was a frenzy on the court.
Let's see. Was
Doherty,
there a timeout? Was there a timeout taken with time left? Doherty thinks they have a timeout.
St. John's did an outstanding job of attacking the glass, and they just wouldn't let it go. It was like a volleyball game.
4 different cracks at it on the offensive glass for St. John's. The last one, putting it home.
Here you go.
It is a Doherty timeout with 1 second remaining in the game. Doherty gets the timeout with 1 second remaining in the game. What a finish. We're not done yet, folks.
I'll tell you, great job by the officials here.
Yeah, they've done a
job.
phenomenal. You and I said this off camera at the half, but you're right. It bears saying again. They have done a fantastic job
But they
with
also,
this game.
you know, at this point in time, with 1.8 seconds on it, I think that ball went through the hoop somewhere. We'll see it again, but like 1.6, and then Doherty got the timeout.
Yeah, the officials have done a phenomenal job.
Here, we'll take a look at it. Watch as our camera pans up. 1.1,
Yeah, you're right.
and then St. John, they get a timeout.
So they've done, again,
Yes,
they were
perfect.
right on. The officials were right on. It was outstanding. 1 second remaining.
Well,
Hunter Gorgas' offensive putback, the difference right now, 70 to 69.
St. John's matches up man-to-man, and then they've got a floater all the way back.
And they got the quarterback, Noah Calorie. He's going deep for Silvera. It's picked off by Bangadozu, and St. John's wins it. St. John's wins a thriller, 70 to 69.
Doesn't get much better than that, Mr. Shea.
What a game. What a game. 70 to 69. This one not determined until the final second ticks off the clock. Next Tuesday, we are at Algonquin, Shepherd Hill and Algonquin. We'll bring you all the action live at 7 o'clock. For our producer-director, Sean Grady, statistician Phil Robo, Kevin Wells, and our entire Charter TV3 crew, I'm Kevin Shea. Thanks for watching, everyone, tonight. Hunter Gorgas and St. John's victorious as they win it at the buzzer.